Hi guys, Cynthia here. And today we are doing some stuff that needs to get done in the garden. I want to show you, we're doing the whole rose garden section. We're going to take care of that today. There's just things that need to be planted, cat's pajama nepeta that needs to be cut back, a new rose to the garden, and a trellis that I have to paint and install. So let me turn you around and show you this gorgeous rose. It is so beautiful. It's like overcast and like warm, but like not. It's like, it's amazing today. So I'm feeling really good. And I wanted to show you all of my roses because they are in bloom and they are beautiful. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and plant this baby up and I'll show you. Some of the roses are stunning. Just wait. So before we get started, I want to show you where I'm putting the Eden climber. I'm putting it here. So this is how you get into like the house the back way. And this wall is begging for something, right? I mean, it's got nothing. I have this planter here because this area, I've planted things there. Nothing survives. It doesn't get like water. This is a self-watering planter, so like that's why it works for this particular space. But if I plant anything in ground, it's just not great soil. It's like almost fill dirt. It's just really bad. But I found this trellis at, I believe it was Lowe's, and it's this pretty trellis. I thought about getting a metal one, like a nice black metal one, but I wanted something I didn't have to order. And the black metal ones that they had at the store were ugly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stain it so that it matches the garden bed or the raised bed that we built. And there's an actual hook already on the house. Um, so it's like perfect. You see that? It was like meant for me to put the trellis there. And I figured like, so this is, I think, a 6-foot trellis. And I think the Eden gets 10 feet. What I might do, what I was thinking about doing is adding like another one of these planters here, just here. And then I can like plant more. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking or what I'm thinking. Eventually, maybe get a new trellis, but like I'm not too concerned. The Eden is so small right now. But imagine that if it's black and it's sitting there and it's really pretty. And I'm thinking I'm going to buy some petunias just to have something trailing. I thought about putting, um, what is it called? Some zinnias because I have so many, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do something that trails down so that I have like some kind of visual, yeah, something visual. My little cat statue there. I had a cat named Brock that passed away um, a few years ago, actually 5 years ago. And the year he passed, Mark bought me that statue, and we have a cute little cross for him. It's just like a cute little garden. I used to put flowers there, and then they would never survive because the ground is so disgusting. So I just want to make sure that I have something beautiful that I love that reminds me of my cat. And yeah, so before we turn to this garden, so I have what we're doing here. I have 2 cat's pajamas, Nepeta, that needs to be planted. I have to cut out the tags. I want to show you the pretty roses. I decided not to buy another Nephofia. I was going to buy a third one because this little third one here is taking ages to grow, but I'm just going to let it try to do its thing. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go ahead and bother it. But I do want to show you the new lady to the villa. Look at this. How gorgeous. It really does not go with the theme of my rose garden at all. But when I saw this at the store, I couldn't leave her behind. It was speaking to me and I just thought she was so beautiful. Look at that. So this is a James L. Austin and it gets 4 to 3 feet. It's a repeat bloomer, June and through September. It's got bloom, medium size, zone 5 to 11, sun to part shade. All the roses that I have in this garden, I always get sun to part shade because we have this giant, ugly, it really is an ugly tree. It's diseased. It's got lots of issues, but it is so enormous that we have not taken it down. We are wanting to. It's just a very pricey ticket. But it does get more than 6 to 7 hours of sun this area. So we're going to go ahead and leave it. Another thing, I don't know if I remember telling you guys, but I removed this lemon drift rose from the side garden that I created. And I put it here thinking, whatever, I'll just get rid of it. But it's trying to bloom. And I mean, it is blooming. And it's looking really pretty. I did spray it with some Rose X stuff and, all the things so that it would stay semi-healthy when I noticed that it wasn't doing so well, like when it was still in the ground. So I have another concrete planter that I'm going to put right here in this corner and plant this guy in here and just see how it does. You know what I mean? Like it's trying to be here, so I want it to be here. So I think that'll be really pretty if I put it there. But let me show you the roses and how beautiful. Well, this guy I just love. It smells so beautiful. Let me sniff it quick. It almost smells like a fresh, like it smells very floral, but also like clean, lemony, almost citrus like. It's really pretty. So the next rose is Emily Bronte. This is a rose or a bloom that is fully mature. And do you see how gorgeous? This also smells gorgeous. This is when it's starting. This is when it's like, starting to open up, and this is it at full maturity. We're going to go around and we're going to deadhead all of my roses. And what you want to do when deadheading a rose, so let me show you, like right down here, you want to deadhead to the next 5 leaves. So this one would be, like, I would probably deadhead, I'm actually just going to, cut it right where it is, because you see how there's this grouping of 5 leaves, and then you can see that there is another bloom coming from the same stem. It's just a fork in the road. Let me see if I can find another example where there's no fork in the road. Maybe this guy? Nope. This is perfect. So here we have one. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace it down, look for a grouping of 5, which is not this one. This is just a group of 3. I'm going to take it down to this fork in the road here. You can't really see, it's hard to show that right there because there is a grouping of 5 just underneath of that fork. It's really hard to see. I'm going to try to find another one to give you a better example. Either way, you want to cut down to a grouping of 5 leaves. So here, perfect example. Here's the old bloom. Here's a set of 3. A lot of people just deadhead at the bloom, but you want to come down to this set of leaves. It's 5. You see that? And I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of them. I'm also going to go ahead and plant in my pink Dawn Veronica. They are so pretty. They're blooming their heads off and they need to be planted. So the reason why I have this container out is because I'm going to take the garden out just a little bit more, because this gets 4x3. I want to make sure that my roses have room to breathe and I don't have to move them in the future. So where it is where it's going to be planted. So I'm going to take out the grass just like that, if you can see what I'm talking about. That's what we're doing today. This next rose, this is Silas Manor, you guys. First, let me show you a blown out bloom. Can you see the stunning of this rose? So it starts off like this, then it goes to this, and then it'll go to that, then this, so beautiful, to this, to that, to this. So Silas Manor, just a gorgeous rose. We have a lot of wind and it's just going this way, so that's why you can see all of the roses are facing that way. So we're also going to come in here, we're going to do some weeding and just adding some more paper down and some more, what is it called, mulch. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this bed really well. And then look at this. This is Nave Bevan. Look at that. Just a beautiful, what is that? Is that aphids? What is that? No, that's not aphids. Oh, I got freaked out. What is that? It's not aphids. I almost lost my mind. No, okay. Is it? No, it's not. Anyway, so this is Nave Bevan. This is a beautiful, creamy, uh, like outer petals, and the inside is this gorgeous, like yellow. It gives like spring sunshine. Beautiful. I forgot to talk about the scents of all of them. Let me smell this Emily Bronte really quick. It's like a floral, musky scent. Very fresh, slightly citrus, but not as citrus as this. I forgot what this is called because it's new to me. James Austin. Now, Silas Manor. Oh my gosh, this one smells like, when you buy like a rose candle, any rose scented item, that's what that one smells like. It smells amazing. And let's see here. This one, it's hard for me to smell. That bloom doesn't smell like very much. It still smells very pretty, the Nave Bevan, but it's not a very strong fragrance. Here, this is Desdemona. Let me show you Desdemona. So beautiful. Look. Stop it. And look at how pretty that is. Look at this. Oh my gosh, Desdemona is a gorgeous queen. And look at the inside. I just love it. The scent is very faint also. Very fresh floral, very like if you're gonna like it's not as strong, but still like a beautiful freshness. I can't explain it. Like a light rose scent. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you my other rose. So this garden is looking pretty good. This is the new space, and the planter is starting to bloom and fell out very little, but look at that. Look at that really pretty dahlia. Okay, so I want to show you. So this is a hedge of Bobo, if you guys were wondering. And this is Firelight Tidbit, or it's the new one that came out last year. But I wanted to show you, this is a Proven Winter Rise Up Embers Rose. Look at that. I like this rose. First of all, this is how it starts. Isn't that really pretty? And then when it's all kind of blown out, I love what that looks like. It's a great pollinator rose. Isn't that really, really pretty? I have to come in here and cut some of this back. There's another rose back there. Look at that. It's gonna be beautiful. I didn't train this one correctly, but I think next year when I cut it back really hard, I will start training it in the way that I want it to be trained. But I just wanted to show you that rose. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I have it elevated off the grass, but I'm gonna use the same stain that I used for the planter, the raised bed that we built. It's just a black waterproof outdoor paint. And I'm doing this first so that while we plant everything else, I've already mixed it, but while we plant everything else, this will be drying. And the stain kind of dries pretty quickly, so I'm not too concerned that it's not gonna be dry in time. I'm definitely not gonna put it up against the house if it's not dry. I might even wait a day, to be honest, because I don't want the heat or the humidity to, I don't know, make it like stick to the house or whatever. But I'm still gonna plant in the rose because the rose is so small that it's not even gonna affect it being on the trellis or not. I mixed it up really well, the stain, and oh no, ew. And I got this paintbrush, the same one that I used to stain the bed. I'm gonna go ahead because I shook it really hard and use the stuff that's on the lid for now. This is gonna be a tedious process. Um, it might take more than one coat. In fact, I think it's going to. But we'll just start the process. It's better than not starting. I've actually had this trellis for a few weeks now, to be honest. Ever since I got the Eden Climber, I've been looking for a trellis, and I thought about getting one from Gardener Supply, a metal one. And then I know that they're having, like, they've had lots of sales going on. And so a lot of their items are taking a very long time to ship. And so then I just decided to find something like ready hand. And eventually maybe I'll like splurge for a nicer trellis. But I didn't see why it would matter, especially if it's going to be painted black. You're not really going to see that it's not a gorgeous metal one. You know what I mean? Like it's the rose should speak for itself. I mean, maybe not this year because it's such a baby, but alrighty, let's get this done and then we'll reconvene when it's time to plant in the garden. This was probably my favorite process of the day. It was so beautiful. So it was nice to just sit on the grass and like do something so effortless. I did do 2 coats on this and I did it one right after the other because it was a stain, and so it dried rather quickly. I actually really like it this color, and I think I might buy another one if I buy another planter. So I started to edge around the rows, and this part was slightly difficult. There were places where we had like giant rocks. Obviously, there was a ton of rocks here prior, but also there was a ton of roots in this area. So you'll see that when I start planting the Veronica, I have a hard time. I start digging a hole and then there's a root and then I'll get through. So you'll see. I just have some difficulties, but I was happy to get this part done and I'm really happy with how it actually came out. And this rose, oh my gosh, such a stunner. Alrighty, so I did 2 coats on there. I extended this. I do have to fix, there's like a section here that I have to fix. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of like not good. And you know what? I might just go ahead and do that. I don't like that it's kind of jetted there. So let me go ahead and grab that. Guys, it's a beautiful day. Okay, it's just this little chunk right there. And then I'll be fine. I'm just going to toss it in there and yeah, that's much better. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of or deadhead any of the spent blooms. And again, you want to go to the next 5. So perfect example, right underneath, set of 3, set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to cut right there. And then that one's going to shoot out and create another stem, another bloom, and so on. Let's see, set of 5. So right here. There we go. I'm going to go all the way to here with this one. And if you continue with this method, it's not going to be that difficult to ever really trim back your roses. You're never going to have that really hard time, cutting it back. I'm only going to cut this one here because this one is about to set off another bloom. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this spent bloom here. Beautiful. How beautiful is that? That is so pretty. This rose is, when I saw it, I just couldn't resist it. I don't know if I'd ever do a red rose. I can't say never, but when I saw this one, I was like, what? It is so vibrant. I'm not even sure if the, camera's picking it up, but it is a stunner. Alrighty, so I am deadheading all of the roses and you guys saw the process. So now I'm just planting it in. So roses like to be, especially David Austin, they like to be planted in deeper than their crown. It's going to prevent root rot and it's going to also give them some more stability. I went ahead and I started weeding and planting in my cat's pajama nepeta. And it was a lot of weeding, this particular, bed. I had a problem where I couldn't find the right spot for the Veronica because I didn't want, they get kind of big and I didn't want it too close to the, raised bed. And then I started to dig right here, and you'll see that I gave up because there were so many roots and rocks, so I had to like move things over. It was kind of a process to figure out where I was going to put it. Hopefully they turn out good here. Again, if it doesn't work, then I'll move it. But I went ahead after and decided to mulch everything, and I think it looks much nicer with the mulch. And I decided to also move a plant on over because I just didn't like the placement of it. But I love how the garden is looking. Alrighty, that was a lot longer than I thought. I've been out here for like 2 hours. It was, it was a lot of like, I couldn't figure out what I wanted, where I wanted to put the Veronica. I have this metal planter. I'm going to place it right here. It's so heavy. Not metal, concrete planter. Holy cow, it is so heavy. Woo. I thought this was fitting because there are roses all over this planter, and I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to put rocks underneath of it to stabilize it or make it, I guess, not crooked. Here we go. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, it will. I just need more rocks. I just need more rocks. Oh, actually, that might work. Let me do a few more flat ones. I think it looks pretty good. Pretty even, I think. There we go. This is a very small vessel, so I'm not going to put too much soil in. And then let me just look at the root ball of this rose. This poor rose. uh, it's actually beautiful. It just got like some funky disease not too long ago, and I was not about it. I'm just going to dump all of the amendments in here, just all along the inside. Then I'm going to add some compost. Add a little bit of compost along the top, and then we'll backfill it with soil. I love this container. I have not used it because I had nowhere for it to go. And now I can have my rose container in my rose garden, which I think is super fitting. I am tonight, when the sun goes down, I'm going to spray it with some neem and Rose X and just about anything to help it out. Perfect. So I have an alarm set because I'm actually going to go see one of my friends in a show today, in a play. And so when I come back from that, we're going to plant the Eden Climber. I'm going to go ahead and water all this stuff in, get ready to go see my friend. And then when I come back, we will all plant the Eden Climber together. And yeah, I'm exhausted. I've been on here a long time. It's crazy how long things take. You never think it's going to take as long as it actually does. Alrighty. So I'll be back later tonight to do the Eden Climber. Alrighty, so we're back. It is the next day. I wanted to make sure that the planter or the lattice was completely dry. I put new soil. I amended it with some biotone, plant tone, worm castings, and mushroom compost. Now, I'm going to first actually plant in my Eden Climbing Rose. Look at how beautiful that is. It has seen better days. It has been in the garden behind a bird feeder, getting splashed by, all the things. So it's looking a little bit rough, but you want to take the bamboo stake off. I'm going to make a well over here. Just like that. This soil's very coarse. It's got a lot of pumice in it, the soil that the plant was in. Now, you want to bury, oh, I dropped some on the ground. You want to bury the stem a little bit. I think that's good. And I'm just going to put it all, there we go. Now I'm going to use some liquid fertilizer on this also this year. I probably should have filled more dirt in, but the good thing about these roses is I can put more dirt because they like to be buried. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I just got to get it from the way back, and I'm not doing that. All my dirt is by my garden beds. Don't want any dirt in my rocks. And I'll do that tomorrow. I'll fill it to the tippy, tippy, tippy top. I have to get the soil because I don't want to plant in the annuals without putting the soil in. All right, let me get more soil. BRB. It is so humid today. It is so humid. It's really difficult. And it's like, the thing is, it's not like hot. You can see I have long sleeves, but, or like, 3/4 length, but the humidity is what's making it really difficult today. I really don't suspect that this will bloom this year. I would love it, but I don't think it's going to. So this area gets about, I guess, like 5 hours of sun, maybe more. I think more. I think definitely more. Oh, I don't need to secure that one at all, which is great. And then this one, eventually when it grows, I'll secure it to this here. I just want to make sure, because this is going to live here for quite some time, that I don't have to keep on filling the soil level. This is a self-watering container. I'll link it below. I really like it. Like I said, I think I might get another one, and then I'll get another trellis too. I think that'll look really pretty. I'm making a disaster. I hate that. I'll use the blower to clean that up in a minute. And the soil level will get a little lower as it starts to rain and everything else. I think this is just going to be a beautiful section of my garden now. I'm really happy. I like the proximity to the rose garden that I have. There it goes. That's much better. Because I put these in my window boxes, I just broke a stem, of course I did. I am going to use the Super Tunia Vista Paradise, and I'm also going to go ahead and use, because I got this on sale, this is a Sweet Caroline Sweetheart Lime sweet potato vine. I want to put the sweet potato vine in front of the rose. A part of me feels like I should have planted the rose behind the trellis, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm just going to plant this also in an angle so that it starts to trail down. Oopsie. A little more soil right here. There we go. That's perfect. I'm not going to plant this at an angle. I'm going to let it kind of spill over. You know what I mean? I'm just going to plop it directly in there. I'm just going to break off the bottom of that root ball. There we go. Now, these plants might get too big for this planter. Who knows? Probably, to be honest. But I wanted something really, really pretty here, and I think that this is going to do it for me. There we go. There we go. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna turn you guys around so you can see everything that we did. I have a crazy idea, but I'm not gonna do it. I was thinking about planting zinnias in the back so that they kind of like work tall, but I'm just not gonna do it. That's a lot. Okay, let me turn you guys around and show you everything. So I have not cleaned up yet, so don't mind all of that, but I wanted to show you how pretty that is going to be. Think about it. It's going to be stunning. And I am for sure going to add another planter right here and another trellis. I think that would look really pretty. And the other trellis, I'm not going to put anything on there. I'm just going to allow the rows to kind of, I'm going to make it like an S because this is a 10-foot rose, and the trellis is 72 inches, which is 6 feet. So if I just start to train it, you know what I mean, to just kind of go like that, it should be okay. So, and that's going to be years from now, but I really love it. And who knows, I might get the urge to go ahead and get the planter and do the trellis and get some more annuals, because wouldn't it be pretty to do another potato vine, petunia in the middle, potato vine, so that it's like every other, something like that. I don't know, something to think about, something I'm thinking about, especially as I keep going to the stores and I keep seeing that these plants are on sale. It's like almost like, why not, right? All right, now panning over, don't mind the kayak. We just went, not we, Mark went fishing and he kayaks. Okay, so here I added the two cat pajamas Nepeta, which look really great. I did go ahead and moved, what is that? That is not a Veronica. I had one there. Remember, I only had two of them. I want to find a third one and possibly put it somewhere else, or just have two. Like, it really, I know, like, you shouldn't have things unless they're odds or whatever, but like, you know, it's my garden, so whatever. If I find a third one, I'll go ahead and put it like right in front of the bird bath. Oh my goodness, I am exhausted. I also planted the sedum, and what I did, which was kind of like not clever because it's not clever, but I did not actually plant them in. I just removed all of the mulch and dropped them in the hole and put the mulch on top, and it will eventually go ahead and root itself. You know, they're succulents. But I did that, I don't know if you can see, in every single little crevice. Then here I did the Veronica, which I think looks really good. The spacing is a nightmare because, as I stated, I wanted to put them all just like behind the rows here, but it was a bunch of rocks and everything else, and I didn't, and it was just a nightmare. So I put one there, and I think it would look, I think it's going to look nice. I also thought about, you know, moving it back, and I still might do that, you know, moving it a little bit closer to the garden bed. I don't really know. I don't love the placement of that one. I'm still struggling with what I'm going to do because like I said, I wanted them all here. And I don't know if I like the idea of them being in a straight line, because that was an option, or if I just put them really close together. I don't know. Please let me know what you think I should do. I think it is too close to the rows here, and so I definitely need to move it. But I don't know where to move it to. If I do a straight line, it'll drive me bananas, and I don't like that look. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, you know, and it might just be fine. It might just be fine. I also might, tell me if this looks better, if I move that just to the corner of the bed here, or is that like a weird, or if I move the rock. Yeah, I'm probably going to move the rock and put it there and do like a little trio like that. That's probably exactly what I'm going to do. Let me know what you think. But here we have this beautiful rose. Oh my gosh. I believe it's, yeah, the James L. Austin. Look at that. I am tickled with how gorgeous it is. I am so happy that I decided to put a rose of this brightness, and I'm not afraid of color. I mean, look at that weird planter I have over there, red and yellow and orange and all the weird colors. So I'm not afraid of color, but when I think of rose garden, I think of like muted, light, fairy-like. I can't explain it, but something about this rose said, you need this in your life. And I had a gift card, so I think it was that, you know? Alrighty, so moving this way, look at this patio tomato. Patio choice. Stunning. It's, isn't it amazing? Everything's just looking pretty. Here I have the rose, and I am going to trim it back a little bit. It is starting to push new blooms since I've put it in here. I am thinking about doing some creeping Jenny or something that's going to make it like a mulch. I thought about even a sedum of some kind, but sedums don't really love water, and you know, the whole thing. So I'm not sure what to do. If you guys have any ideas for that, that would be great. I don't want anything that's going to trail too long, which is why I'm a little hesitant of the creeping Jenny. But yeah, I think it looks great. But back to, oh, and I want to show you, I put another sedum right there, and I think that looks really pretty. Well, guys, that's all I got for this video. I'm going to go ahead and move that Veronica where the rock is. I didn't want to put anything around the bed because I wanted to be able to like maneuver all the way around it. But quite frankly, I have planted this so heavy that I ruined that for myself day one, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and move that Veronica over to where the other two are. I think that trio would look much nicer. I'm going to clean up, and I'm really struggling because I'm going to have to get another planter for where I put the Eden climber. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely want to get another trellis, and if I just put the trellis on the wall, it's not gonna look like it belongs. It's gonna be like trellis planter, trellis nothing. I can't have that. And a part of me is like, Cynthia, just like the plant is so young, just let it be. You don't need it now. But you know, when you have something set in your mind as a gardener, you just have to execute it. So this weekend, I'm gonna go ahead and get another planter. I'm gonna go get some more petunias and another little sweet Caroline sweet potato vine and another trellis, and we'll put that up. We'll have to put that up. Oh, the thought of it is giving me like, oh, you know, it's a lot of work. But I don't know if it'll like make it look off if I do that. Should I just like, no, I'm not. Guys, forget what I said. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy another trellis, and I'm not going to buy another planter. I'm not. The space it'll fit, but I'm not going to do that. If my rose ever gets too large for that trellis, I'll just get another trellis, a taller one. I have enough house for it, so there's enough wall. So anyway, ixnay that. We're not going to do that. What a waste of money. Cynthia, stop thinking that way. So you guys just saw my whole thought process. This is me all winter. This is me while I'm working on a project, just constantly thinking and changing and thinking and changing. But that being said, we're going to end it here because I have work to do now. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you like this video, like it, share it, all the things, because it would definitely help me out. And remember, if you didn't get it done today, there is always tomorrow.